students. So last class we were discussing about the restriction in nucleases. In that we have discussed endonucleases and exonucleases. Nucleases are the enzyme that will cut the nucleic acid. So endonucleases are the nucleases which will cut within the nucleic acid. Exonucleases they will cut from the end. So restriction endonucleases are the most popular among the different nucleases. Okay. So they are basically found in bacteria. Restriction endonucleases, they are isolated from the bacteria. Actually, when we talk about the restriction endonuclease will be hearing two terminologies over here. One is the restriction, another one is the endonuclease. Endonuclease, as we have discussed last class, endo stands for the inside, nucleus is cutting the nucleic acid. So these will cut the nucleic acid in the center of the nucleic acid. Okay. Restriction means what they are restricting here. Restriction means to stop. Okay. So restriction endonuclease means basically they are present in the bacteria, and their natural function of this particular restriction endonuclease is to defend the bacteria against the viruses or any other invading organism. So these will restrict the entry of the nucleic acids. Okay, they will restrict the nucleic acid. How? By digesting the nucleic acid. So basically they are found in restriction endonucleases are found in bacteria. What they are doing in the bacteria? They are having the defense function. Okay. What kind of defense? They will digest the nucleic acid whichever the foreign nucleic acid whichever enters the bacteria, they will digest. So that's why it is labeled as restriction endonucleases. Okay. Now coming to the nomenclature of enzymes. Nomenclature of restriction endonucleases. Okay. So why the nomenclature is needed? Because more than 5,000 restriction endonucleases has been discovered till now. Okay. So that's why they have to be labeled. When we are labeling the restriction endonucleases, we need to follow some set of rules. Okay. Actually the nomenclature of restriction endonuclease are defined by the scientist by name Smith and Nathans. Actually these are the two scientists who has set up the rules how to name the restriction endonucleases. Nomenclature is nothing but naming. How do you name a restriction endonuclease? Okay. So nomenclature of restriction endonucleases or naming of restriction endonuclease is given by the system of nomenclature is given by Smith and Nathans. Actually these are the two scientists they are the pioneers in the field of restriction endonucleases. Okay. From where we find the restriction endonucleases, they are found in the bacteria. As we have discussed, they are found in the bacteria. So whatever the bacterial name, whatever the organism we are talking about, it will be comprised of two names. One is the genus name and followed by the species name. Okay. Whenever we are naming any restriction endonuclease, we should label in such a way that first two letters. So for example, ECO R1, if we take as an example, so here the first letter, okay, so naming will be having a set of rules. First is the first letter of name should be first letter from the genus name. Should be the first letter of the genus name of the bacteria from which it is been isolated. Okay. So restriction endonucleases are isolated from bacteria. Okay. The first letter of the enzyme should be from the first letter of the genus name. For example, in this case, this particular endonuclease is isolated from Escherichia coli R strain. Okay. So here as we have seen here, so first letter of the enzyme is always nothing but the first letter of the genus name. So first letter of the enzyme should be the first letter of the gene of the genus from where you are isolating the endonuclease. And second important set of rule is the second and third letter. Second and third letter of the name should be the first and second letter of genus species name. Species name. Okay. So if we consider the Escherichia coli, so here this EcoR1 is the enzyme that is isolated from the Escherichia coli strain R. So here the first letter of the enzyme should be the first letter of the genus name, and the second and third letter of the enzyme should be the first two letters of the, that is first and second letter of the species. Okay. And third important thing is here, so then it should be followed by the strain. So here the R represents the strain, and the last letter will be the in the Roman numerals. Roman numeral. So last letter of the enzyme is a Roman numeral. Okay. Last letter of the enzyme should be a Roman numeral, and the Roman numeral represent the order in which the enzyme is discovered or identified in the bacteria. For example, say for example in E. coli, almost 5 enzymes have been found, restriction enzyme found. The first enzyme that has been found in the E. coli will be labeled as EcoR1. Okay, first discovered enzyme. Okay, this is the first enzyme that has been discovered in E. coli. Likewise, so the second enzyme that has been discovered from the E. coli will be labeled as EcoR1. So this is the second enzyme. Okay. So likewise the fifth enzyme will be labeled as EcoR5. Okay. So the Roman letter, the last letter indicate the Roman numeral. The last letter will be the Roman numeral. That means the order in which the enzymes have been isolated from that bacteria. So now you understood. So E. coli means here EcoR1, EcoR2, EcoR5, these are the enzyme, restriction enzyme that has been isolated from E. coli. E. coli stands for Escherichia coli. So here first letter of the enzyme is same as that of the genus name from which it has been isolated. Second and third letter will be the first and second letter of the species name. Okay. And if you have any restriction strain, you have to label as restriction strain. You have to mention the strain name, letter of the strain name, and then you have to mention the Roman numerals. Roman numerals represent if within the same bacteria many enzymes have been isolated. So the order in which they have isolated, it will be labeled as first, second, third. Okay, first will be the first enzyme that has been isolated. Second will, if the same enzyme, bacteria will be giving much more restricted endonucleases, it will be labeled sequentially. EcoR1 is the first enzyme that is isolated from E. coli. So EcoR2 is the second enzyme that is isolated from E. coli. Likewise, EcoR5 is the fifth enzyme that is isolated from the E. coli. So we can now, by now you can able to you have understood how to name the restriction endonuclease. Okay, likewise we can also have some enzyme like SMA1. Okay, SMA1 is isolated from the Serratia marcescens. Okay, and this is the first bacteria, first enzyme that is isolated from SMA1. So like that you will be having HindIII. HindIII stands for this particular enzyme is isolated from Haemophilus influenzae, and a third enzyme is that it is isolated from this. Like that, likewise you can have various enzyme names. So this is regarding the nomenclature of restriction enzyme.